Yes, honey child, it is true. The title clearly states, the angels say, demons have been sent to gangstalk you. Now, before I get into the message, y'all know how I always like to start off the streams, but there is a lot that I need to share with you guys and a lot that needs to be, brought to the surface. So before we get into it, let's wait for everybody else to get in here. The song I'm about to play is called Icarus. And I really do. I've played this before, but I really do feel like it applies to the energy at hand. Hey, girl. Shit's getting crazy out there. It really is. But that's okay. Love, love. Love, love. Hello, Anita Baker. Welcome to the Lotus Squad. Welcome to the live stream. I'm not actually good with that. There you go. So this is the part where we start gliding. We're flying high, right? We're reaching greater heights. We have to stay mindful of the sun and the sea. We can't get too close to either one. You like it, Anita? I love the song. Girl, I'm telling you, when you guys hear what I've seen and the messages I've received in between, y'all are gonna go nuts. Y'all are gonna flip shit. And guys, be sure to leave a like. Show your support for the channel. Show your support and love for the Lotus Squad. Thank you, thank you. Well, hello, Eva. Shit is getting thick, y'all. And y'all know Mercury just went direct, right? We ain't out of the woods yet. Okay, I'll tell you that. Now here's where we're realizing that we flew too close to the sun. And that's when your wings start to burn up, start to fall, like the sound, like the glitter, and you start plummeting down into the sea. And you're like, damn, what the fuck did I just do? That's what I feel like resonates with this title and with this energy. I'm telling you. She said, no, the title pulled me in. I feel like the dragons. Nice. All right, we're going to get ready. This time, I'm not going to use the Egyptian Tarot deck. I'm going to use the Starman Tarot. Interesting how there are a lot of crows in this picture, because what I'm about to tell you, it still has me SMFHing. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means shaking my fucking head. Hello, Jennifer Barnett. Welcome to the Lotus Squad and welcome to the live stream. You came at the right time, honey. And thank you so much to those of you that have left a like. I appreciate that, you guys. I'm just like mentally preparing myself for this message, y'all. Prepare yourselves. Get ready. We've already descended into the sea at this very moment. And now we're just like, damn, this is it. This is it. Oh, we're glad to have you. Okay. So keep in mind, you guys, I have already posted Virgo's reading for the week for August 1st through the 8th. So I know it's been a long time coming. I know I've been saying I'd post them, but now finally I'm getting this shit back in gear. So I will be continuing to do, the live streams. I decided to call that series The Angels Say, as you guys can see. But I have also been contemplating whether I should do monthlies or weeklies. You guys voted, and I listened to all of your suggestions. So we're gonna take a whack at these weeklies as well. So guys, if you're a Virgo or if you know a Virgo, you want to do some spying, then go check that out. And Scorpio will be next. So that face though. Scorpio will be next. So getting into the energy at hand, okay, because I just have to say, this is going to be a mini story time. So last night when I did those readings for Virgo and Scorpio, it was, I got invited to go to Galveston at the very, very, very last minute. And I was thinking in my head, well, damn, I could have a good time, be by the water, be at the beach, unwind and still get some work done, right? So I did some of those readings while I was there. And it was kind of weird because a couple of times when I tried to start the reading, my camera was acting wonky. At first, before I left, the camera didn't want to charge. So I was like, what the fuck? Please work. Like, I got this camera specifically, for out, shooting my vlogs and, making it higher quality. Like, what the hell? I need this to work. So, I prayed and everything, and I've been praying a lot to Archangel Michael, and, it seems to be more intense than I realize when it comes to these obstacles and these, energies that are coming at us. I noticed that there was a lot of interference when I tried to start those readings, and instead of getting frustrated and letting it get to me, I decided, just get something done. There were some interruptions, people trying like purposefully to distract me. There was even an incident where I saw a damn military helicopter flying over really low, and I could tell it was a military helicopter because it was huge. It looked like the ones in GTA that you get from the military base, and it looked like it had missiles on it. And this is not an exaggeration. This is really what I saw. So when I looked up at it, I just kind of paused, and I felt like I was going to get shot. Even though I knew that the weapons weren't going to deploy, I still felt that way, like something was coming for me, and I kind of like froze up a little bit, and I got frightened. I was like really just kind of frightened. And so I just remember saying something about it and just being about my stuff getting stolen. I had my camera, all my stuff with me. People were watching me while I was doing the reading. So, I'm all out in the open and shit. And, we're way out there in the water swimming and whatnot. But it just seemed to me a little bit that there was some secrecy, right? There was some secrecy going on. And I won't go too much into detail because we're not here to gossip, right? We're here to identify these energies, and I noticed that something's trying to take away my protection. Do you guys feel that way? Is there anybody in the chat room right now that feels like something, that cannot be seen? It can only be felt, or hell, maybe if you have abilities, you can see it. But have you ever noticed, wow, Something really seems to be trying to either tell me something or something is conspiring against me, right? So just noticing the part where something wants to take away someone's protection. Huh. That's the only way to be able to have a sure, assured success with trying to plan something sneaky or an ambush or, a coup d'etat, something of the sort, right? Inside job type stuff. All these different things come to mind. And that's not to scare anybody, right? That's not to scare anybody, right? Like I want everyone to see past the surface of that. What if all of these things are interconnected in a way? Like, let's say something goes missing, something that you need, your keys, or something that you have for protection, such as pepper spray or whatever the hell you have that gives you comfort, that gives you luck, whatever it is, if you carry crystals, so on and so forth. Keep in mind, when you notice stuff like that start to go missing, especially after you hang out with certain people, or especially after you get through doing something that, maybe overindulging in the party life, or what have you, not living up to your higher self, or inviting other energies that conflict with that. I noticed that the energies that bring up those obstacles, the energies that seem like they're trying to take away your protection, seem to amplify and ramp itself up. And I'm starting to notice that more and more. And there seems to be, I want to say, guys, be careful when it comes to strangers as well. They may seem really charming and overtly, friendly, and, they may seem harmless and soft spoken, but be very wary, because I feel like, if they have another person with them, or if, they know some information about us that we're not really looking at, or thinking that it can be used against us, and being too nice and being too friendly and open can indeed have us walking into a trap. And I'm just going to say it like that. I'm going to leave it like that, because I've noticed a couple of people, I'm trying to put myself out there, right? So I figure some of you guys may finally be feeling, hey, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to start meeting new people. I'm not going to live in fear anymore. I'm not going to hold on to this hurt, right? And so now you're trying to put yourself out there, but listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. Pay attention to things like that, the things that I just, got through describing, I always notice that some crystals or a crystal goes missing or something like that, when I'm around certain people, or I notice that my vibration becomes different, because since I'm a very strong empath, I can feel everything at all times, I have to be careful of who I hang around, right? So other empaths out there, we may need extra time to be by ourselves and to recharge. But with that being said, now we really have to pay close attention to who we're just even talking to, who we call a friend. I'm loving this King of Wands in the upright, right? Like, I see some fiery energy so far, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius popping up. And I also see this energy where we are now stepping into a leadership position, right? We're finally deciding to take action, delegate tasks to other people that may be willing and able to help us along our journey, to help us with our vision and our dreams, attaining our goals. And I also feel like, especially with the King of Wands energy, I talk a lot about an entrepreneurship on this channel. And so I noticed that that's a very prevalent energy, or, workplace references and family references. They seem to be the focal point, especially now that we're coming out of this retrograde, this Mercury retrograde. But so I really do see now we're starting to take more control over our tasks, over our homes. We're starting to get acquainted with our angels because I even see them here in the background. You know, they're with us at all times, even if things look bleak and even if we're surrounded by darkness, we still can find not only our inner light by taking action and going forward with our goals and dreams, but also staying in contact and staying aligned with the divine beings, our ancestors, aka the angels, you know. And so I also see the Queen of Swords reversed. And if you guys ever seem to have a problem with the stream, back out and come back in. The Queen of Swords reversed, I see air energy here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I noticed that Queen of Swords reversed for a couple of days now. We're not speaking to certain people. I don't even feel like this is us, you know, getting all up in our feelings. I don't even see that anymore. I feel like we're being just as cold back to other people. You want to use me? Okay, I'll use you, or simply ghost you, whatever the case is with whatever situations, you know, that make us feel like this. We're cutting it off. For some reason, Frozen just came to mind. And I wasn't really referring to the movie, but I guess you could apply that too. For the people with kids. Right? Look. But no, I'm hearing frozen. Either frozen in time, frozen in whatever circumstances that you feel like you just can't thaw out. You can't thaw out from. The Tower. Reverse though. Okay, some people don't agree that I read reversals, but I love reading reversals because it's an added layer. It makes us look within. And yes, there's nothing much that you could say with reversals, but I love to include them. This alone says a lot more than just the Tower upright. We've already come out of our transformational period. We've already dealt with the destruction of one foundation while we're now building another. But while we're building this new foundation, while we've sacrificed everything that we've needed to be able to move forward and to be, you know, to thrive and to be successful, I feel like now we're avoiding these roadblocks and these different traps being set out for us. But that doesn't mean that, you know, we should still pay attention. There are some fears. For some reason, AA, I feel like I see an AA there. That made me think of the 12-step program for some reason. But that's here. It's very prevalent. And by doing these things or by doing something different in your life in general, not getting involved in destructive behaviors, destructive relationships, you're not getting involved in the chaos. By letting all of this go. We may even need to sacrifice some leisurely things when it comes to bills or even when it comes to energy and time. Which time is money and energy is currency, therefore making them both currency. We're more aware of how we're spending that currency. And we realize that it's time to take time to ourselves. We have to, especially in order to maintain protection, right? Let's go ahead and lay this out. Okay, all right. All right, so I see right off the bat, mother and father references, right? Some of you guys may be struggling with having to let that go. I know how hard that is. I even see the Princess of Wands here. It's like our inner child has been crying out for so long, but now we're working through that. Wow. Somebody's parents may try to come back with some communication, or maybe they're reminiscing us, or maybe we are reminiscing them, or all of the above. But there's been an ego issue. We've been allowing other people to use and abuse us by choosing to be the one that needs to be needed all of the time, or choosing to not stand up for ourselves. Oh my God. You guys, I cannot wait to show you how this reading turns out. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's beautiful. Okay. So let's talk about this though. Because there could be a Sagittarius that could be dealing with energy like this, or some of you guys may have that sign somewhere in your charts. Or you could be dealing with another air, another fire sign, Aries and Leo as well. There could be some conflict with this person. Maybe they themselves have anger issues, or they're just always in their ego all the time. So there's really no connection there. They're really immature. They could be, just kind of shopping around, so to speak, sowing their oats, so to speak, all the while, maintaining an interest in wanting something more, or appearing as though they're ready for commitment in general, whether it's commitment to themselves, commitment in a relationship, commitment to a job, or what have you. This, I feel like, is our energy, where we're tapping into our creativity, and we're starting to learn about many different skills, many different trades, in order to broaden our horizons, to be able to do more than one thing, or just to simply have a hobby where we're allowed to have a healthy outlet to be creative artistically. So whether that's with, whatever medium you choose to use, right? Because there's art in everything. Whatever it is that we love to do, whatever is our passions, we're starting to take action on these things. Our ideas that we've been sitting on, now we're moving forward with all of this. I feel like, look at these. To me, these look like eyes, right? It's a combination of things. It also looks like a face here with a mask. With a mask. It also looks like an alien to me. We could be immersing ourselves in the knowledge of these beings, or the knowledge of the angels, things like that. We're putting more stock into what we dream to do. We're more free-spirited than we may have been in such a long time, and that's a good thing. We're starting to blossom again. But there's definitely someone here that we know is like this. They're only about, one night stand energy. They're not really looking, again, for commitment. They're not capable of it. They're not mature for that. It could have even been, an earth sign with fire in their chart, someone that, they were dealing with a third party that maybe was their, their children's mother, or vice versa. Someone here was involved with the other person that fathered or mothered their child. Now I feel like we're focusing more on ourselves. There's an issue where someone's dealing with having to come to terms with the fact that instant gratification gets you nowhere. And we could be finally removing ourselves from that conflict, or we already have in the past, right? We've removed ourselves from this because we've seen the energy, we've seen our call to action. We know our purpose. And other people around us that we may have already released, they weren't on the same path. They did not find their purpose, nor were they even trying to look. Now we're getting money coming in. We're maintaining control. Our home is stable. We're keeping up with everything, ourselves included. Budgeting. We're not just blowing our money anymore. We're not just wasting our time anymore. We know we can't get these things back. We can get money back, of course, but I mean time, energy, time especially. Some of us could have been dealing with a mother here that just really didn't know how to express affection. She just really latched on to people because either they helped her with a place to stay, or maybe they helped her with money, or whatever, anything to be able to support her where she didn't have to do anything. Some of us could have been a child that was influenced by this kind of energy, this codependent kind of energy. Maybe we know someone who has parents that infantilize them, therefore manufacturing codependency in their child. And that's why their child, if we were the ones dealing with their child, that's why their child cannot sustain healthy relationships. Some of us could see that we can't manifest anything real. Somebody's still hung up on the ex. But they may have approached us as though they were interested. Or they may be married already and have kids already. But they still want to involve themselves with us. And we're just trying to mind our own business, right? Like, this has been us for a long time. This is the Six of Wands, baby. We're getting recognized. Hell, we could be going to the grocery store and somebody could be like, oh, I saw you on Facebook. Or, somebody could be like, oh, hey, yeah, you did that one time, when you were at the bar. This is us. We're starting to get noticed for whatever we've been doing. So whether we've been posting our creative works, whether we tattoo, we paint, we draw, we sing, we make music, we do videos, we do photography, whatever it is. Everybody is starting to notice, oh, wow, this person's good. They're starting to see that we are successful. They're starting to see what they should be grateful for when it comes to us. They see that they have not been grateful and devalued us because they don't value themselves. But see, look, there's somebody that's going to try and come in because of the fact that we're starting to get noticed, because of the fact that we're putting ourselves back out there, because of the fact that we are finally finding happiness again. Success again is assured. That has been the energy thus far, right? But there's somebody that's reminiscing us and they're going to try and return. And they're going to act like, oh, wow, maybe they'll start talking about, I'll leave my spouse for you. Don't even listen to that. If you meet somebody and they're already talking about their ex, they're emotionally unavailable, period. They're still hung up on the ex. So whether y'all start it now or start it later, it's still not going to end well in either scenarios. So we really have to use discernment for real, even throughout our happiness, even when we're starting to see success and people finally giving us recognition for what we are, what we are, who we are, and our talents. Be wary of the defensiveness of others, and be wary of other people who make you feel like you need to defend yourself. Because that is just a vicious cycle that nobody wins. And the person perpetuating that knows that. They know that. There could be some things that have been outside of your control. One thing after another, it seems, where it's just consistently just put you back to square one, back to square one. Don't give up hope now. This is a test of your faith. And faith is believing in something that is not seen. There's darkness. Other people are spewing their darkness at us. Obstacles are being thrown up. But if we throw in the towel now, we're sacrificing something that could turn out to be flourishing in the end. When it comes to people that have triangulated us or people that choose to triangulate us, it's time to stop putting time into those relationships. People that still stay with their parents. I'm not trying to talk shit, but people that stay with their parents and have no will or drive or ambition to get up and be more and do more with themselves. That's what I'm talking about. People that have no goals. This needs to be done with. We need to lay the wands down because it's causing way too much pressure. Some people could be trying to peer pressure you into doing something or helping them with something. Never hesitate. Never hesitate when it comes to making the decisions you know need to be made. Don't delay. But also don't overly fixate on what could or couldn't be going on when it comes to the spiritual realm as well. Just, we need to control who we hang around and who's doing all of this. We need to know who's trying to knock our blocks off, so to speak. Whoever's built walls around them, around themselves. I feel like this is where this darkness is coming in. Tommy Two Toes, I'm in the middle of a reading and I'm getting to that because it's definitely something that needs to be discussed. This is why we're discussing the darkness. All of this defensiveness, all of this egotistical behavior where people have to do these things where they feel like they need to put you down or anything that makes you feel like you're less than. This is a part of demonic tactics. They use your good qualities against you. And you start to notice that even strangers included are the ones that seem to draw you in, or sometimes those that are in your family, friends, people close to you. Those people are especially used, especially if they're weak. They're spiritually weak. And you start noticing that more conflict starts to come about. You start noticing that they switch up. Little things start cropping up in your life. People, it looks like people are following you, watching you, talking about you. And that sounds like paranoia, right? So no one would want to discuss that. Hey man, do you know? But when you start feeling like somebody's trying to set you up, or somebody has it out for you, or somebody's trying to do something spiritually to you, even from afar, you may be onto something, because demons were sent to gangstalk us. Whether that's consciously or subconsciously. And the little things that I was describing to you guys earlier, when I was talking about this darkness that people were spewing at you, out of nowhere, it's like, what the hell? Everything was fine before, Monday was good, Tuesday was awesome, you know, and then Wednesday it was just kind of like, or maybe, you know, whatever, maybe the weekend was good, and then the week it was just kind of like, something's not right. Just pay attention to that, you guys. And that's what I mean. You know, they're starting to see with the success, somebody's trying to take it away. Somebody wants this for themselves. And if they can't have it, they don't want anybody else around them to have it. So by any means necessary, the ends justify the means when it comes to people like this spewing darkness, spewing darkness at us while we're up at the top here. But see, again, it's all in how we respond, and it's all in how we perceive things. And right now, we could have gone from family members that were disinterested in us, you know, emotionally unavailable as well, right? And then we start getting successful. We're starting to get money. We're starting to get noticed. Oh, now the phone calls are starting to come in. Oh, when did this start? Or, oh, somebody needs something. Oh, you got money. You could give me something or whatever, you know. That's what I'm seeing in this energy. Are people feeling the need to put you down while you're just talking about what you're loving to do? Or, you know, maybe they hear about it. So they bring, oh, I heard from auntie, or I heard from uncle, I heard from the birdie next door that you doing this and you doing that, you know, but that's true, right? That happens like that. People start coming out of the woodwork, friends that we ain't talked to in like 10 years, right? And they're like, oh, hey, what's going on? What's going on, stranger? Stranger? Well, last time I motherfucking checked, you know, yeah, it is a two-way street. It sure is. But the street that you were supposed to be using has not been used. Therefore, I shut mine down. Right? Why should I make an effort if you don't? And why are you hitting me up now? For what purpose, bitch? But guess what? See, people are trying to be petty. This is in the external factors. This is what I'm telling you. All of this is relative to these demons sent to Gangstalk us. This is what I'm trying to tell you. They will use people close to you or even strangers, girl. I'm telling you. People talking shit, people competing with each other, everybody fighting with everybody, nobody getting anywhere. Slick remarks, you know, little put downs and insults masked as jokes. People trying to argue with you just to bring your vibe down because they see that you're happy. They probably agree with everything that you're saying, but just want to goad you into an argument because they want you to be as miserable as they are. Okay. Of course, I'm talking about narcissists. I talk about that all the time on this channel. Don't allow these people to spew their darkness at you. Petty Betty and Petty LaBelle is out, baby. And it's best if we keep to ourselves to stay up out of the drama, I'm telling you. Because I've heard some crazy stories when it comes to, you know, jealous wives and the guy lying to both women or, you know, whatever. And then somebody ends up getting hurt or worse. Yeah, no. Or people just saying something wrong to the wrong person at the wrong time in the wrong place. Right? We fear this here. We fear opening up to someone that's trying to reunite or somebody that's wanting to offer their heart. It could be a new person here. I've been noticing either a Scorpio, or Pisces energy has been very prevalent in these readings for the past couple of days. But it could also be Cancer as well, where someone is wanting to offer their heart. Someone is wanting to open themselves up to something new, to be able to give and receive love. There's a lot of intuition that could be that you're receiving currently that could be exacerbating these fears a little bit, because you already know what's coming. You already know someone's intentions. You already know what could happen and what would happen if you didn't have your ancestors, right? But we do. We do, because the Six of Wands is here. People see us now. Most of all, we see ourselves now. We're nurturing. We're afraid to be nurturing because, of course, we're surrounded by narcissists. That's a pandemic. Okay? It's not even just an epidemic anymore. It's a pandemic. But we're also hoping to open ourselves up to love again. And this is the outcome. See how they set up? Just keep in mind the fact that we have this coming to us. It's going to get ramped up. Right? So if you haven't been noticing anything weird happening lately, and then now you're starting to kind of feel like, well, damn, what the fuck? You know, I need to take extra spiritual baths with this shit, you know. Do what you're led to do. Pick up on what your intuition is telling you, your instincts, your gut. Cut off anybody, even if they're new, even if you just met them and they start saying certain things and you're like, something's not right. Something feels off. Trust it and never look back. But this is beautiful. There's someone definitely getting ready to be a mother here, and it could be due to this situation here where someone may have reunited with someone that they had kids with, or they reunited with someone here that wow, this is crazy. They reunited with someone that, you know, was an ex, or they're trying to, or whatever, but then they're trying to involve themselves with us and everybody else, Tom, Dick, Harry, Sue, and Mary Jane, you know, all of the above. But now we realize if we just start fresh, and we put all of this love into ourselves, that's what we attract, is love. If we are love, we will attract love. You see that lotus underneath there? This whole channel is all about the damn lotus. And it all started with my name, Kamala, which means she of the lotus, and hence Mistress Lotus. We'll talk about that at a later date. But this, I mean, everybody can see that this is what's coming, right? So let's say that they sent demons to gangstalk you. Maybe they just want to find out who you're talking to, where you're going, what you're doing. And every time they get that little report coming back in, they get madder and madder, because this is what we have coming in. This is where we are now. They thought that we would be down and out for the rest of our lives without them, but that couldn't be further from the truth. And everybody is seeing that. All the rumors, all the BS that's been done against us to try and make us look like the bad guy is now coming to the light, and everybody sees who the real culprits are. And the real culprits don't like the fact that good is triumphing over evil. This is absolutely beautiful, because these together continuously catch my eye. Whatever you're doing creatively, or if you're in school currently, or if there's, you know, a situation where, you know, you're starting to get love offers, just use discernment. Listen to your gut at all times, because that intuitive response is built in there. But don't fear what you already know, even if you don't know how you know what you know. So there you go. Okay. One thing is for sure. If this person comes back, it is up to you to do whatever you feel in your heart. But I would suggest not opening up to that one. Somebody's going to try reading. I really do see it, but they're not going to be done with the person they claim to leave, or the person they claim to not love anymore, or they're not. So once you start fresh, continue to listen to your intuition. That will be your guiding light when you're surrounded by the demons that are gang stalking you, right? You'll know what's up. You know how to ward it off. You know how to protect yourself. You know what to look out for. Your intuition is your compass. You will never be lost again as long as you continue to use that internal compass. Continue to focus on these new energies and focus on what you want and what you deserve, what you will and will not settle for, and stand firm in those boundaries. Because if we stand for nothing, we fall for anything. And on that note, there you go, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As always, be sure to check out the Scorpio reading that will be posted here within the next few hours. At the latest, just check it out in the morning. And I will be doing the rest of the signs throughout the rest of this week. So you guys can stay tuned for that. So I'm finally back up on that. Virgo's been done first for those of you who are just joining. And yeah, until next time, you guys, stay blessed, not stressed. Peace and love.